Every enthusiast wants to own a German car at least once in their life. These are powerful, fun to drive, tech-laden machines. But they are also infamous for how terrible they are to maintain. German cars, Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, Mercedes, BMW, and by extension Mini and Skoda, are famous for one thing besides performance: their insanely high upkeep costs. Why do they demand so much money and maintenance? It all comes down to what these brands prioritize and who they design their cars for. German engineering puts performance and lightweight construction at the very top. Everything else, long-term durability, stress-free ownership, and easy repairs, is politely pushed to the background. This engineering mindset even played a role in their loss during World War II. While others built simple, reliable, easy-to-fix military equipment, Germany went in the opposite direction. Beautifully engineered machines that were too complex for wartime conditions. And today, that same philosophy shows up in their cars. When everything works perfectly, a German car feels absolutely brilliant. But unfortunately, that happens about once in a blue moon. Most of these cars don't age like wine. They age like milk in the sun. People love to say, "You must maintain German cars perfectly. Never miss an oil change, the engine will explode." Sure, poor maintenance speeds up failure. That's true for any brand. But here's the twist: even with perfect showroom maintenance, some parts on German cars are simply designed to wear out faster, because performance is valued over lifelong durability. Maintenance doesn't make them immortal. It just delays the self-destruction. Take Audi, for example. Many of their performance engines use an aluminum cam timing sprocket driven by a steel chain. Steel versus aluminum, that's not Marvel logic, that's metallurgy. The steel chain wins. Every time. So no matter how pampered the car is, that sprocket will eventually wear out. And nobody goes to a workshop saying, "Hey bro, change my cam sprocket for safety." Because that's like replacing your thigh bone just in case you fall. Let me list a few more interesting design choices and failures. Wiper fluid leaking into wiring. Oil making its way into the ECU through the harness. Water entering the steering rack. And the list goes on and on. And on. Then comes the over-engineering part. High boost turbos, high compression, high combustion temperatures, small engines making huge power, a perfect recipe for failure when the environment doesn't cooperate. And sensors. Oh boy. German cars, they are held together by sensors. They use sensors the way Indians use coriander, sprinkle it on everything. After 7 to 10 years, electronics begin aging, and one sensor failure triggers 5 new warnings. A coolant temperature sensor going bad might cause limp mode, turbo shutdown, ABS warnings, probably stock market crashes and plane crashes too. So why don't they redesign things? Once again, performance, packaging, lightweighting, and their target buyers. To hit perfect weight distribution and airflow, German engineers stuff components into tight, hot spaces. And who are these cars really designed for? People in countries with smooth roads, cold climates, high speeds, and deep pockets. That's why you see things like plastic coolant pipes right next to a red-hot turbo. In Germany, this works beautifully. Cold weather, smooth highways, plenty of airflow. Bring that same design to India, the Middle East, or Southeast Asia, where dashboards melt like chocolate, and you'll have your instrument cluster lighting up like a Christmas tree. To be fair, if you drive these cars mostly on highways in India, they're shockingly reliable and efficient. But our reality: bumper-to-bumper traffic. High heat from start to finish. Zero airflow. AC always on. Dust that clogs every sensor. Humidity that annoys every circuit. And roads that are basically a free off-roading adventure. So the car isn't failing because it's bad. It's failing because the car came expecting Europe and found India instead. Talk about cultural shock. For years, companies have been making country-specific tweaks for global models. A bigger radiator fan, more powerful AC, higher profile tires, raised suspension. But these are still band-aids, not true redesigns. The good news: some brands are finally building India-specific models with stronger materials and better cooling. The bad news: not every model is built for our environment. Especially global launches, they're rarely Indianized. So should you avoid German cars? Absolutely not. They're some of the most exciting, enjoyable cars you can buy. Think of it as dating a supermodel, stunning on camera, but the skincare routine will bankrupt you. So what should you know if you want to own one of the German beauties? If you buy new, get every warranty possible. Extended warranty, service packages, zero depreciation insurance, everything. And honestly, selling before the warranty ends is a smart move. Let someone else become the next tragic love story. If you already own one, follow one rule. When an engine warning light appears, stop driving. Tow the car. Yes, I know towing is expensive, but the alternative is your car saying, "Stop now or I'll turn your savings into spare parts." Don't treat German warning lights like suggestions. Treat them like a military order, because chances are there are consequences. Thinking of buying a used German car? One word: research. Study the engine, the generation, common faults, and follow the same advice I give about women. Don't fall for just the looks. One letter change in an engine code can decide whether you're driving or funding your mechanic's retirement. And be ready to get your hands dirty. If you can afford a brand new BMW but choose a used one instead, you'll be fine. If you could only afford a Swift and bought a used BMW because it was cheap, you didn't buy a car, you entered a toxic relationship with horsepower, which you are going to lose. If you want reliable, peaceful, drama-free ownership, buy a Japanese car. It won't thrill you the way a German car does, but it also won't line you up against a wall and shoot you every time you visit the service center. And please don't gift a German performance car to someone who doesn't care about driving. They'll hate the complexity. You'll hate the bills. And the car will wonder why nobody drives it properly. German cars are brilliant machines, full of engineering genius. Just remember, they offer incredible performance, on the condition that you respect their quirks. Treat them right, budget for their inevitable failures, and they'll reward you like nothing else. Happy motoring!